All right. Welcome. This is CP Digital Studio. My name is Chris Parks. I am the owner and sole proprietor of CP Digital Studio. The point of this video and the point of my business altogether is to create websites, but not just creating websites. I'm hopeful to, push that up. Part of my role is to be, in a sense, a project manager to help you through your business process, through inception all the way to deploying whatever your products are or whatever your services are. Because fundamentally, websites are the platform that you go to and that your customers see for your business. And so we want to make sure that the website is great, but part of the services I provide as well is the entire creation of your business, or at least beginning getting you to the starting point. So we're going to create some domains. We're going to buy domains. We're going to create some platforms for you guys to track your progress through. We're going to go through. I have in this video today a website that we're going to be building, but first we're going to go over the entire process for thinking about your business and thinking about what it is that you want to do. And the reason I'm doing this is because I realize that for most of you, for most people watching this, you don't have a website, and that's because you don't have a business yet, and that's fine. Part of my role is to help you with that process. And so it's not just creating the creation of the websites, but actually walking you through the process of not just getting your business started, but not discipling, but being with you every step of the way until we start to get to a point where we start to increase revenue, or to a point where you feel like you don't need me anymore. That's part of my services. And the reason for that is because I think it's, for me at least, it's disingenuous to just create the website for you. Because with just the website, yes, you have a platform online and a retail space online with which you can operate, but I think beyond just that, what you really need as a business owner, especially if you're just starting off with your business, is not only the platform, but beginning to gather the skills that you need to promote your business, to use your website to make it your best employee, and also to honestly just know what you're doing from a content creation perspective or product management perspective. There are a lot of different things that go into business, right? And so I'm hopeful that I can walk you through that process. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a business that I have permission to record and post, and we'll go through this step by step. And I'll go ahead and open my screen so you guys can see it. All right. So this is a vision board, and this is something I like to start off with this client, but also something I will do in the future for anyone else. If you're watching this video, we'll follow pretty much the same exact process. So the name of this business is going to be Prince Sayon. This is going to be a basically a content creation business. We're going to be streaming on here. I'll scroll down so you guys can see it, and I'll zoom in just a little bit. And we'll go through this step by step, and I will do this with every person that I interact with, because your business is going to be your baby. But more so than that, the reason we're doing the vision board is to get a clear vision and an idea of where we're going, so that you're a project manager, and not just building the websites, but my role as a project manager is to help you realize all of the things of your business and your vision. And I need to know this information in order to make the best website for you. So, side note, whenever you have someone that's creating anything for you, whether that's a website or they're offering you a product, make sure that they know specifically the vision of your business, the goal of your business, and what you're trying to accomplish, because otherwise they're just selling you a bag of goods. If they can't cater the thing that they're selling to you for your business, it's usually not good. So this is why we're going over the vision board. For this business, Prince Sayon, this is, like I said before, this is the content creation business. We're going to be streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. The type of content we're creating is going to be varied. Or at least I say we, but the client is going to be creating is going to be varied. So for the most part, my client is going to focus on video games, reaction videos to different games. And so this includes, for those of you who are familiar, this can include Call of Duty. This can include NBA 2K. This can include Madden. the different variety of games in terms of reaction videos. And so he's also planning on doing some skits. So we need to make sure that the website that we're building encompasses all of the things we mentioned so far. Unboxing and review of games are all parts of the content that he wants to create. All right. And so already we're starting to see, and this is why the vision board is good. We're starting to see the development of the idea for your business. And I think it's really important to go through this process, if not with me, then for yourself, to make sure that you really understand what direction you're going and what we're focusing on. If we're doing content creation, what type of content creation are we doing? Are we doing home videos for, families and like a reality TV show? Are we doing coding, technology videos? What type of content creator are you really going to be? If it's not content creation, if it's property management, are you going to be managing single family homes? Are we managing condominiums? Are we managing apartment complexes? It varies. But the important thing is obviously just to make sure that you're going through the steps of solidifying and, broadly speaking, getting ideas of what your business is going to be. So we know what the business is going to be, content creation. We know what type of content we're going to do. We have the business name and the website. Again, from a website creation perspective, all of these things are important because as we think about the type of content that we're going to be making, we need to think about the core audience as well. And so we can generally start to get some quick ideas about what this is going to look like. Probably going to have a lot of colors on there. Probably purple, blue. Obviously, this all depends on what the client wants. But generically, you can start to see how I'll start to formulate the websites based off of the content that you provide to me. We're going to use probably great big fonts to capture the audience's attention. And this will be really good because from a website creation perspective, we're probably going to focus on, just off the bat of looking at this information, we're probably going to focus more on catering the website for eventually, not just posting the content on the webpage, but catering the website so that as the business progresses, we'll get to a point where possibly sponsorships are included. And so we will probably need a portal there for people to reach out to the content creator to hopefully gain more business deals and gain more tractions and hopefully more followers and overall make the best use of that digital retail space that they're going to have. So we have a good idea of the content, business name, and the name of the website that we're going to have. Let's scroll over here just a little bit more to the right. We'll come back to that checklist in just a moment. And so I mentioned that in this process, I forgot to start my timer. In this process that I'm going to walk you through, whatever business that you do, this is just content creation as an example. The thing that I want to focus on the most is who, what, when, where, and why. I didn't put when, but you get the idea. I want to focus on not just for myself, but for you as well, as the client. I want to really dig into your brain about why we're creating the website and more importantly, what we're doing for your business. And so obviously we know that the audience for this particular client is going to be gamers. He has his own content related to fighting, sci-fi, medieval games, and strategy. And this is good. And the reason it's good is because it does two things. This audience tells me a little bit about who the content creator is. For your business, whether that's, again, grooming or property management or blogging, whatever blog channels you might want to create, or if you also want to be a content creator, knowing about who your audience is tells me a lot about yourself as well. And that will be very useful as I start to develop the websites. It's useful to know that the audience that we're looking to attract and the content that the creator is going to be generating is going to be focused on fighting, sci-fi, medieval, and strategy so that we can tailor the website to have more maybe of a medieval theme of, themes related not just to violence, but to action, to things that really will grab the audience's attention. And strategy, as this content creator specifically wants to create content on strategy games, adds a different element into who the person is. And so what we're trying to do is gain as much information as possible on who we're trying to attract and also who the person is, who the content creator is, to cater the website so that way we can include a lot of different elements from these different categories to create the best website. One that's not just focused on colors and big letters and big words and big fonts, but one that's, as we have here, strategic in how we're going to display the video games and capture the audience's attention. Right? And so I also like to go over I don't like to go into too much detail, but I want to focus on, when I meet with you as a client, the strategy that you have for your business. And it doesn't have to be exact, because obviously we're all still learning and building and growing our business. But in terms of content creation, I wanted the client to think more about how we're going to display the content and how hard he's going to work to get the content out. So we talked briefly and we came to a conclusion that he's going to do basically content 5 days a week. And he's going to focus on long form content, which means his video game session is going to last probably 30 minutes to an hour or more. This will be good because along with website creation, there's also something called search engine optimization, also known as SEO. And SEO is the way that people find you on the internet. The reason I need to know your strategy from a business perspective and how you're going to make your money is so that way I can know not only who your core audience is, but I can understand how we need to apply search engine optimization to your specific business. For content creation, the fact that he's doing long form content is amazing. We can start catering the search engine optimization to his YouTube channels, Twitch, etc., to bring more people to his website, or bring more people from his website over to his platforms so that he generates more views, because the goal of the business here is to gain as many views as possible, and that's easier to do with long form content. And so, again, just another example of some of the layers that we'll dive into when we start working together. And finally, this is the most important part. Let me zoom out just a little bit so you guys can see that. I talked about the why. And for many businesses, obviously, the objective is to just make money. But we want to answer the question of why and what are we solving to make money. In terms of content creation, it's not quite the same. We're hoping, obviously, to make money, but the reason why most people go into content creation is, let me phrase it this way. The reason this question at the top is why and not what is because we understand what we're creating, which is content. But the type of content and why we're creating it from the industry of entertainment and content creation is often more important than what we're creating. If we can get the viewers, and this will feed into the website as well, if we can get the viewers to understand why you're creating what you're creating or what you're doing, it becomes that much easier to cater everything. Social media, the business plan, the business strategy, the content, the products that you may or may not sell on your platforms, all of these things become a little bit more clear when we understand clearly and definitively why we are doing the things that we're doing and what we hope to achieve by doing these things. So the objective for this client is to show people, his audience, his core audience, the discipline and hard work that is necessary to achieve the objectives set out for them. And so the audience, to a degree, is going to be individuals who are looking for an aspirational figure, someone who is able to show them what it means to be successful, and specifically being successful not only in a video game. The video game is just the means by which the audience is going to gravitate towards the creator. But behind the video games, as he's playing the games and talking about the video games and he's talking about the content, he's going to be implementing themes of discipline, themes of hard work, themes of, as he would call it, being a warrior and training and working as hard as you possibly can in a single laser focused, on a single laser focused outcome, focusing purely on their objective and not on the day-to-day struggles that may come with life, but just focusing in on working and training and being disciplined to achieve a result. And so obviously the client phrased this a lot better than I have right now, but you understand the principle of it. As we walk through your business and as we talk through what you want on your website, all of these things are important. So before we've even gotten to the layout of the website, before we've even gotten to the different features that we'll have on the website, whether that's, again, a platform or form for people to fill out for inquiries, before we get to any of that, we need to really understand and focus on the why of the business, what the business's objective is, how we're going to get there. All of these things are important because the website is going to be your first public facing platform of who you are. Not just of who you are, but who your business or what your business is. And all of these things incorporated into the website will make for a much better product than if we go on Shopify or if we go on any other platform you can think of, GoDaddy as an example, and we just type these things into AI, because AI is only going to be able to generate much of the same things that it's generated before. What you really need in this case, the why behind it and the structure, you need someone like me to come in there and really frame the website to fit your perspective, your needs, and who you are as a person, because people buy from people, not from products. So, for the next steps, a few things we're going to do on camera while we're here. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. We're going to do a couple of key things. These are simple to-do lists. Now that we have a general understanding, and I have a little more insight because I've talked to the client, but now that we have a general understanding of what we're doing and who we're doing it for and why, the reason behind it, now we're going to do a few basic fundamentals. We're going to purchase a domain for this client. We're going to set up a workspace, and by workspace I mean, we'll get to that. And then we're going to start developing the website. The reason we're doing the purchasing of the domain and the setting up of the workspace first is because the structure of everything is important. Many of you may be first-time business owners, entrepreneurs, and what you'll discover as you go through your business journey is that structure is everything. So when I say setting up a workspace or a platform, we're going to purchase a business account for your either a Microsoft or Google business account for you to have a professional business email that will be connected to your website, so that when people send inquiries to your website, it will come to you. And this will also, with the business account, will help you structure your documents. It'll help you structure your calendars, all of the things that you need for starting off your business. So let's first go to the purchasing of the domain. Purchasing of the domain isn't really difficult. You can go to any, really not any website, but most common websites that if you just Google search purchasing a domain, you will find a lot of different websites that will do that for you. In this case, this is GoDaddy. Don't get too hung up on the platform itself. A lot of these different websites will include some AI features, and they're going to try to sell you on, making your own website through them. You're welcome to try it. I actually encourage it, so you can see how to do it for yourself, but also so you can see some of the AI features. Again, if you're looking for a website that's catered more so for you, I think it's better to do it through a professional like myself, but give it a shot. It might be the number one solution for you, but purchasing a domain isn't really difficult in terms of the process of it. You go to any website hoster that you prefer. GoDaddy is one. Namecheap is a common one that a lot of people go with as well. I personally use Hostinger just because I like the way that their platform serves, and for me, for my business, I use Hostinger because I can then Hostinger, in my opinion, makes it easiest to take the domain and transfer it to another person, whereas Namecheap and some of the other providers, GoDaddy, I'm not sure about their process, but some of these other hosting websites or domain purchasing websites, they don't always make it as easy as Hostinger to transfer from one person to another, which is why I don't use it. But if this is just for your business and you know you're going to keep it, go for it. It's whatever makes the most sense for you. Additionally, I use Hostinger just because in terms of editing the domain and editing the DNAS and editing the different codes that the internet uses to find your website, I find that Hostinger just makes it the easiest to interact with Google, Outlook, Yahoo, all of those different major email platforms. I find that Hostinger is one of the better ways to do that. So we're going to purchase the domain through Hostinger. Let's get started. You go to your account. Probably should have done this ahead of time, to be honest with you. Here, I'll move this over so you guys can't see that. I'm going to log in. All right, let's bring this back. Okay, so we're gonna go here to domains. We're gonna purchase a new domain. And the name of this website, let's go back to our drawing board. Name of this website is going to be princeseon28.com. I think it's a wonderful name. So let's just see if the name is available. princeseon28.com. I think it should be. Oops, that's 8, not 28. Go figure, it's available. Great. So the process of this is pretty simple. We'll just go ahead and purchase it. Hostinger will give you a bunch of options. You can purchase it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It's certainly up to you. Just pick the domain that you want, or pick the package that you want, and then just purchase it, and it'll pretty much just go through. While that's processing, again, as I mentioned before, a lot of times I use this platform the most because it allows me to, sorry, give me 1 second. All right. Anyways, like I said, I use Hostinger because from a web developer perspective, my job is to create the websites, and then essentially push those domains over to the client. So while I'm creating the website for you, I can put it on the website, host it for you, and then send it off to you so that way you as the business owner have it. You have full control over it. You have full control over the metrics that will be on the website and pretty much everything. So I use Hostinger to be able to transfer that information more easily over to you. So that's why I use it. So once you're there, we have the domain name. We can go ahead and cross off the first item on our list. Let's go back here. And that's done. It's already checked, but that's okay. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do for most of you new business owners, now that you have your website, Hostinger allows you to create the website using AI. I don't do that. I code this all myself, so we're gonna skip all of this. You are able to use and get an email account with your domain. Again, I choose not to do this. I like to have an actual platform. In this case, we're probably going to use Google, just because it's easier to set up for the kind of creation that the content creator wants to make for this platform. But you can do this with anything. So let's go to Microsoft as an example, and I'll show you guys different packages that you can get. Oops, it went to mine. All right, you guys can take a look at the business plans later on. This is Microsoft will lay it all out for you. I typically recommend just the basic or standard business plan. You are just starting out. There's no need to get the Microsoft Premium plan unless you really want to, or the 365 apps. You already get that in the standard plan. But the process of it is pretty simple. If you want to use Microsoft, you just go here, click one of the plans that you want, and then you'll put in your information. For this one, like I said before, we're going to use a Google account just because my client is most familiar with that. Google Business Setup. Google's platform is called Google Workspace. Again, they lay out all the information online. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. You guys can check it out for yourselves. I'm going to go ahead and hit get started. And let's get started with creating the business name. You can always change this later on if you so choose to. For now, we're just going to say this is Prince Seon content creation. Most of you, it's just you as an employee, so you can just select yourself. Next, this is something that I usually walk my clients on, and we do this separately. I'm just giving you guys an example. So we'll use my name for now, and I'll transfer this over to the client later on. And we'll use our current email address, so let's go ahead and put that in. And we're going to create a new workspace account. Once you're here, the reason we purchase the domain first is so that way it's easier to set up the workspace in terms of your email and your business email. I might make another video on this, but the principle of it is that you purchase the domain first, whether you're using Google or a Google business account or an Outlook business account, a Yahoo business account. It really doesn't matter. You need a domain in order for people to find your email. And so this is the reason why we have, as an example, info at cpdigitalstudios.org. You need to have that at cpdigitalstudios.org in order for people to find you. So that's why that's why we purchased the domain first. So let's go ahead and set up an existing domain because we already purchased it. It asks you for your domain name. We already purchased ours. It is princesayon28 at gmail.com. Google will find it. You want to use this domain, we'll hit yes. Then we got to create a username and password. So we're going to put info, and we'll make the password a really simple one. And again, I usually hand this off to the business owners. If they want me to do all these things and create it for them, I'm happy to do that. I typically like to show you guys how to do it ahead of time. That way I'm teaching you how to fish and not just stringing you along. But I trust this client, he trusts me. It's just easier in this case to go ahead and create it for him, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. All right, once you have your username, it'll take you just a moment to load. All right, and then it will take you to your business plan. It'll show you the amount that you'll have to pay in order to have it. Again, I recommend going with the cheapest or the cheaper option. It's really up to you. You're just starting off as a business. There's no need to purchase this massive plan for yourself, because the real key for doing all of this is you're gonna have to put in the work. And so get the minimum that you need right now, and later on you can scale up if you need to. So this is essentially the creation of our workspace. I'm not gonna actually purchase this right now. I'll go back and do that later. But now that we have this, in the next video, I'll show you how to route your domain and your email together, so that way when someone sends something to your email, it will go to your workspace, and you can again use that to set up your calendars, your drives, all of those things. So now, since I just don't have the time, I have like 13 minutes left. I don't want to make this video too long. Go ahead and exit out. And the next thing we're going to do is focus a little bit on the website development. Now, this is the fun part. You'll notice on the website, cpdigitalstudios.com, there will be a form there that you can fill out, or a link to contact me, and I'll send you the form. And what this does is it gives me all the information that I need to begin making your website. It is a little long. That's okay. The reason it's long is because you don't have a website currently. And if this is your first business, you likely have things that you want to put on the website. And this form is meant to get you to think more about what your business is, what we're doing, why we're doing it, the colors, the scheme, the theme, the products that you're selling. All of these things are included in the form, and you'll have to fill out this information. It may take you some time. It's really not that long, but it's important you fill out this information ahead of time, as much information as you can, so that way I can begin to curate and create your website in the way that you prefer. From here, once I have all this information, I'll begin to send you some templates. Again, I don't I do not use artificial intelligence in the same way that everyone else uses it to create the websites for my clients. I create these through an application called Visual Studio Code, and I'll show you what it looks like. I don't actually have anything on here yet, but I will in just a moment. Actually, let me see if I can open it up. No, I don't have it on there yet, and it's fine. But I code all of this information myself. The method in which that I use to do that, you can see here, I don't have anything to hide. There are various companies that, not companies, but businesses that allow for free HTML, which is basically just a template for web developers like myself. And so what I typically like to do is I like to show clients 2 or 3 of these templates so you can get an example of the type of website that we're going to have. This website in particular is called Pixelarity. By all means, give them a shot. This is a website that gives out, again, examples of HTML code that web developers like myself can go in, can take and cater more to our clients. They have different schemes and colors and different web pages for different things. So this one, as an example, let me go back to it. I'm sorry. This one can be used for anything. It just depends on what you want. A lot of these are just for blogs or cameras for those who have photography businesses. This might be, a few perfect examples for yourself. Again, I don't take just the template itself and copy and paste it. I like to try and use the format as just an example, because a lot of us aren't as creative as we'd like to be. We like to have this amazing, fabulous website that's built straight from scratch, that has absolutely 100% originality and thought and focus. And those things are great, but in general, greatness comes in iterations over time. And so the templates are just examples that we can use to build something that is actually really catered towards your product and your business and your business. So these are just a few examples. I've already picked one that I want to use for the client that we'll edit later on. This is the template that we'll use. We're going to take the HTML that we have here. We're going to take away the shoes. We're going to take away the items. We're going to take away the photos of whatever. And we're going to cater all of this specifically to fit the social media, the content creation, and the vision that the client has. So we're going to go ahead and take this. I've already started the draft of this. Let's go here to downloads. We'll just put it here. Oops, I did it wrong. And I'm just walking you guys through the process of what this looks like. So, again, all of this is done through code. I'm not actually using artificial intelligence to create this. So I'll go ahead to my Visual Studio Code. I may make this in another video just because I'm running out of time. But I at least want to show you guys give you a little bit of insight into how I actually create this. And I think that's important. A lot of people, when they create websites, they may just take a template that similar to what I showed you, and they'll just punch a few things in here and there, or use an AI model to put in words, but they won't actually be able to show you the code behind it, and they won't be able to actually show you how the website is made, where the HRF files are, and all of these things. And you may not care about these things, but it's important to me because this is how we make your website, and this is how we cater the vision. This is how we cater the font, the structure, the method in which we're going to attract clients, and the method by which we want clients to reach out to you. All of these things are done by hand through code, so that way we can alter and customize all of this exactly the way that we want to customize it. So I'm running out of time. I don't have much time left, so I'll go ahead and stop the video here. In the next video, we'll go into more detail about how I'm actually going to make the structure for the website, and I'll get feedback from the client as well to tell me what letters they want to change, what font, all of those things. So this is our first video. If this gave you any value at all, please like and subscribe and hit the like button. It helps the channel out a lot. If you're interested in the journey, please continue to tune into the videos so I can show you how to begin creating your business and how I go through the process of creating the websites for you to put your information out there. Thank you, we appreciate you, and we hope to see you in the next video.